Coming up on News Channel 3 this morning, internal investigation. Federal prosecutors examining whether General Motors is criminally liable for the deaths of people because they didn't disclose problems with their vehicles. We'll have that story coming up.
And Malaysian mystery continues, but this morning the search is expanding and we are learning more about the pilot of Flight 370. News Channel 3 at 6:30 starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 6:30, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Hope you're having a nice start to your day.
Yeah, thanks for waking up with us. And if you're already thinking about the weekend, this is that weekend to kind of go outside, go boating, go to the beach, something outdoors.
It's going to be beautiful. If you can get out of the harbor, you can go boating.
Yeah,
I know Santa Barbara's having problems with that. But let's turn it over to Meredith Garfalo. We also have winds that we're looking at for today. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe Sharon. Yeah, I got tweets from Andy as well as Karen down in Ventura. Andy's in Carpinteria talking about the winds already starting to pick up. And as we get toward the sunrise, we are going to see those winds start to really howl, especially as we get into the afternoon hours. But for right now, if you're heading out the door, temperatures mostly in the 40s and 50s. Unless you're in Ventura County, it's much warmer. But lots to talk about in our headlines today with the high wind warning and wind advisories in effect and also an increased amount of fire danger. But as Sharon and Joe are talking about, this weekend looks amazing. All those details coming up a little bit later on. Back to you guys.
Meredith, thank you. Our top story here at 6:30. The mystery of Malaysian Flight 370 is now well into its 5th day, but there is still no sign of the plane, passengers, or crew. More nations are joining the search for the flight's potential path, is causing more confusion this morning. Timon Bradley is in Washington for us with the very latest.
12 countries have joined the search for the missing Malaysia Airlines jet. 42 ships and 39 aircraft are scouring 27,000 nautical miles. They're also searching land.
We will never give up hope. And this we owe to the families.
Authorities now believe the jet veered far off course after turning off its transponder tracking signal. The Malaysian military says Flight 370 banked hard to the left and then flew for an hour over hundreds of miles of land, never sounding an alarm, and cruising into the Strait of Malacca, a busy shipping lane, near a tiny rocky island called Pulau Perak. No one reported a plane down. Authorities are searching a new stretch of ocean, but still no sign of the missing plane. Criticism of the investigation is mounting.
It's haphazard, it's scattershot.
This morning, new questions about the cockpit crew. The airline says it's investigating the co-pilot, 27-year-old Farik Abdul Hamid, for possible violations of safety standards. According to an Australian news report, these two young women were invited by Hamid to ride with him in the cockpit during a 2011 flight.
At one stage, they were pretty much turned around in their seats talking to us, and they were so engaged in conversation.
Investigators searched the homes of both the co-pilot and the captain, 53-year-old Zahari Ahmad Shah, seen in this YouTube video, but so far there's nothing about the background of the two men that suggests foul play. The head of the CIA says the agency has not heard any chatter suggesting terrorism, but the U.S. is still not ruling it out. Timon Bradley, ABC News, Washington.
Pilots say they are trained not to jump to conclusions, but the Malaysian mystery is on their radar. Pilots talking about the Boeing disappearance at the Above All Aviation meeting last night. And although it's rare, some pilots recall the Korean Airlines flight being shot down by the Soviets in the 1980s. They say it took a long time for the truth to come out about that case. Now, some pilots say this mystery may change the way airlines track flights.
I think it might change the international airline policies in terms of how their aircraft are equipped and how they're tracked, because this is a major event, and I don't see them just not changing the rules after something so large goes missing without any explanation.
Pilots don't want the disappearance to make people afraid to fly. They consider flying one of the safest ways to travel.
The CIA has asked the Justice Department to investigate whether some of its agents have spied on high-level lawmakers. The head of the CIA says there's no truth to the allegations, but the claim is picking up steam on Capitol Hill. CIA Director John Brennan denied allegations that the agency hacked into Senate computers. California Senator Dianne Feinstein, though, says the CIA did just that to interfere with a Senate investigation on the CIA's interrogation tactics.
The CIA did not ask the committee or its staff if the committee had access to the internal review or how we obtained it. Instead, The CIA just went and searched the committee's computers.
As far as the allegations of, CIA hacking into, Senate computers, nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, we wouldn't do that. I mean, that's just beyond the scope of reason.
Feinstein says she has grave concerns. The alleged search may have violated federal law. Brennan says authorities inside and outside the CIA are investigating the matter. Both Senate and White House reports on possible CIA use of torture tactics are currently classified.
New this morning, General Motors is under investigation by the House of Representatives in connection with faulty ignition switches that are linked to 13 deaths. The hearings will investigate why the automaker and federal regulators had trouble recognizing the defect. Last month, GM announced a recall of almost 1.4 million cars in the United States. Documents submitted to federal safety regulators reveal the automaker was first alerted to the problem in 2004, but never fixed the issue.
A 6-alarm fire at a high-rise building under construction in San Francisco is nearly contained this morning. The blaze happened near AT&T Park around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It's believed it began on the 9th floor. Firefighters say the building collapsed on itself with more damage expected to happen. One building across from the fire was evacuated because windows were breaking from the heat. No word yet on what sparked this fire, and so far, no injuries have been reported.
Santa Barbara fishermen are pulling their hair out in frustration. This is the last big week for halibut season here in Santa Barbara, and their boats are stuck inside of the harbor. Sand is blocking the harbor entrance, and efforts to dredge it have failed so far. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary shows us that every hour that goes by, money is being lost.
More than a week after a major storm blocked the harbor entrance with a sandbar, it remains a blockade for all but a few vessels.
And it's the smaller boats that are able to make it out. The bigger boats can't get in and out. The bigger fishing boats are stuck in here. The Coast Guard's stuck in here. It won't be able to get out if there was an emergency. It's not enough water out there.
Scott Street is a lonely fuel dock operator these days at the Santa Barbara Harbor. His business is off about 70%.
I probably had 7, and it's 12 o'clock, Weather was nice. So I usually would have 30 by now with the weather being nice, but nobody's can move.
Local fishermen say the lack of dredging last fall and the broken dredge this week have been very frustrating and costly.
At least for a few weeks. Yeah. Can't get in and out. Markets eat it, you eat it, hurts everybody.
Well, there's frustration in that we've been told that it would have started last week Friday, and then there's challenges with getting the dredge up and running.
Chris Voss is wrapping up lobster season and was lucky with a small boat. He got his traps in without a problem.
And the lobster fisheries are really good fishery in that it's resilient and the catch history for the state is steady.
Fishermen also say going out at high tide, if they can, is still risky.
You got to be coming in and out to market your fish, too. You can't just go out there and stay and not ever come back in to market your fish, right? Especially when you do live fish. This thing should have been dredged a long time ago, and we wouldn't be in this problem, I don't think.
Also this morning, a rock slide is causing problems for drivers in northern Ventura County. Highway 33 is closed except for residents in that area for the next 2 to 3 weeks. The highway has been shut down since heavy storms moved through the area earlier this month. Caltrans is removing rocks from the slopes and trying to prevent future rock slides.
2 Cal Poly fraternities are taking a stand against pledging. It comes 5 years after a student died during a hazing incident. In 2008, Carson Starkey died from alcohol poisoning during a fraternity ritual to join Sigma Alpha Epsilon. The university suspended the fraternity from campus until 2033. This week, the chapter announced that it will be eliminating rushing nationwide. SAE now recruits new members and limits initiation to a 96-hour window. Another fraternity, Zeta Beta Tau, is using a similar method.
Well, kudos to UC Santa Barbara. The campus is being recognized for its materials and chemical engineering programs. U.S. News and World Report rated UCSB's materials program number 2 in the nation. It shares the ranking with Stanford. The top spot went to MIT. UCSB's chemical engineering program is number 9 overall. The rankings measure faculty quality and resources, student selectivity, and research activity, just to name a few. So congrats to them.
Number 2 behind MIT. That's impressive.
Yeah, UCSB is making all these top lists, so something to be proud of.
A lot of great stuff out there.
6:39, still ahead this morning. Only a few weeks left to sign up for health care insurance, and California actually is leading the nation in enrollments.
And CVS drugstore chain is under investigation for possibly selling thousands of pain pills on the black market. We'll tell you more about these stories coming up.
Now, live traffic brought to you by Orchard Supply Hardware.
And a good morning to you all. We're taking an eye on the roadways, and we're not seeing any major accidents on the 101. What we could start to see as we get later into this morning and early afternoon is very breezy winds affecting the 1, as well as the 101, the 118, and the 126 down in Ventura County. So drive safe out there this morning. Stay with us.
Today's sports segment brought to you by Orchard Supply Hardware. Every neighborhood's nicer with an Orchard.
So many of our neighbors come to Orchard Supply Hardware for quality Benjamin Moore paint. We should go see what they're painting.
Hey, Orchard! Hello, whole crew, come on in.
So, what are you working on?
It's the family room. It turned out great.
Gossamer Blue?
No, Breath of Fresh Air.
Yeah, Orchard helped us pick it out. Their selection of Benjamin Moore paint is awesome.
Yeah, then we got so excited we just painted everything.
You painted the dog.
I like it.
Brings out his eyes. Orchard Supply Hardware. For your next paint project, we're here to help.
Did you know Goodwill turns jeans into jobs? Your stylish donations help fund programs that put people to work in our community, changing lives. Now that's something that never goes out of style. Shop, donate, change lives. Goodwill.
One of the amazing things about Sansom Clinic is that we really are a team.
We have a network of the very best providers.
Pediatric medicine at Sansom is very child-centric.
I have cared for a child from birth through high school graduation, and it's been a true honor.
We're the ones that are blessed by the trust that people put into us.
I grew up as a patient in this pediatric practice, and so it's a real privilege to be able to practice pediatrics in the same place.
Choose Sansom Clinic for your next appointment. Call 1-800-4SANSOM.
Hey, you need car insurance, right?
We can save you
tons
of money. Tons of it. Confusing, isn't it? You know it's crystal clear, Jennifer. CompareNow.com. Compare Now is the only place you can get real, unbiased comparisons for car insurance. Because Compare Now doesn't sell car insurance. They simply compare everyone else's so you know you're getting the best deal.
Crystal clear comparisons.
Indeed, Jennifer. Indeed.
Welcome to Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event.
Matt Kenseth, what are you doing here? Well, I do know a little about Toyota's being #1.
We're here to buy a Camry. Good timing. Great choice.
It took me to Victory Lane 7 times last year. Can I get you to sign something? Sure.
Oh.
Can you write you to man?
During Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a 2014 Camry. Offer ends March 31st. For more great deals, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Goodwill has all the latest footwear trends at bargain prices, and your donations and purchases help fund programs that create jobs in our community, helping others get back on their feet. Now that's something that never goes out of style. Shop, donate, change lives. Goodwill.
You have sleep questions? Mattress Land Sleep Fit has real answers.
Everybody's selling Tempur-Pedic at the same price. What's different about buying it here?
When you look at Tempur-Pedic, they make low-end, they make high-end, they make some firm, some plush. How do you know what's the right one for you? Mattress Land Sleep Fit has bed fit. We're going to get the right Tempur-Pedic mattress for you. You're going to sleep better, you're going to have less pain, and you're going to feel better in the daytime.
Save up to $300 during the Tempur-Pedic model closeout, now at Mattress Land Sleep Fit.
Good morning, everyone. Happy midweek, a gorgeous sunrise. If you can get a picture, tweet it in or send it on Facebook or on email, and you may be our pick of the morning. We have some great pictures coming up. As you head out the door, you're going to see 40s and 50s unless you're in Ventura. 65 degrees right now and rising. Here's a few of the headlines we're following this morning. Red flag warnings, high wind warnings, all in effect this morning. I'll have all the details coming up for you. Back in a little bit.
Live breaking news from News Channel 3.
Good morning, everyone. We have some breaking news out of Denver this morning. It looks like a chase is going on right now. Longmont police there are chasing a suspect down southbound Interstate 25 and Thornton. It looks like a 4-year-old may be in this vehicle. This chase has been going on for at least the last hour.
And what's interesting about this is we were watching it during the commercial break. He was going the wrong way at high speeds on the freeway, just missing several cars as he was going the other direction on the opposite side of the street. And again, this is, a 4-year-old. It's an Amber Alert case where they think this Suspect is possibly the person who took the 4-year-old child. And according to the ABC station in Denver, Channel 7, they're also saying that he's carjacked another suspect. So this chase started in a red car, our director said.
And now
by the time we flipped it on,
right.
they switched another car, so he's carjacked another person. So hopefully the child was left behind in the other car and is safe with police now. But we're going to continue to follow it. It's been an interesting chase so far. High speeds on the wrong side of the road.
It looks like he's on the right side of the road at this time, but we don't know exactly how many suspects are in the vehicle or if that 4-year-old is still in the car, but we'll bring you updates as it comes into our newsroom.
We will keep an eye on it. Nearly 870,000 Californians have signed up for an insurance policy through the state's health care exchange. The state is intensifying efforts to boost participation ahead of the March 31st enrollment deadline. Federal data release shows that California leads the nation in enrollment, accounting for roughly 20% of all signups across the country.
The CVS chain is in trouble for allegedly losing track of prescription painkillers, and now the company may have to pay up. CVS is looking at a fine of $29 million after drugs went unaccounted for from 4 California stores. Authorities say thousands of the pills may have been sold on the black market, and the federal investigation may spread. A special agent from the DEA says warrants have been served to those stores involved. All right, 6:46 still to come this morning, a brutal winter storm.
It continues as millions of Americans across 14 states are back under winter weather watches and warnings. Coming up, there's a fear of flooding. What's being done? We'll bring you out to the East Coast.
The News Channel 3 weather team. When weather turns to breaking news, we're on it. On your mobile device, online, and live on air. No one keeps you better informed.
1 Hour Martinizing wants to say thank you to all of their loyal customers.
Whether you enjoy the express drop-off service, environmentally safe cleaning process, or just the friendly service, 1 Hour Martinizing experts handle your favorite clothing with extra special care and attention to detail.
1 Hour Martinizing with same-day service is open 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday with 3 convenient locations.
Turnpike Center near Vaughan, San Roque Plaza next to the post office, and Montecito's Coast Village Center near Vaughan's.
1 Hour Martinizing. We mean clean.
Real people, steel people. When it comes to quality, reliability, and value, they just won't compromise. Right now, reliable steel grass trimmers start at just $129.95. Plus, get a free 3-pound spool of trimmer line when you purchase select steel trimmers, up to a $37.99 value. Visit steeldealers.com.
You need a job. We help people find great careers. We're Spherion. You need an employee. We help clients find great people. We're Spherion. We are the full-service staffing company with a cool name. We're Spherion. We are locally owned and operated and part of the second-largest staffing company in the world. We're Spherion. We have over 25 years' experience recruiting in Santa Barbara County. We're Spherion. Land a great career. Find your next superstar. Look at cute puppies. Give us a call. We're Spherion.
When you're in the market for a new manufactured or modular home, or would like to add a guest or rental home to an existing property, Anacapa Homes in Ventura is here to help. At Anacapa Homes, we offer a variety of quality manufactured and modular homes in many architectural styles and floor plans, from 500 to 4,000 or more square feet. We build your dream home with the quality, service, and affordability that will exceed your expectations. Call today for your new home consultation.
The waters of the Blue Pacific. Across the bay, endless hiking trails traverse the ancient Santa Ynez. Up and down the coast, the wharfs and harbors, the historic missions, the fertile fields and spectacular wineries. You call it home, and so do we.
We're so fortunate to call Santa Barbara home. We've been back here now for 13 years raising our family. And so when it comes to our jobs and reporting, it's not just about a community. We're part of it. This is home.
Good morning, everyone. Here are our Facebook and Twitter photos of the day. Jackson Sierra sent this in. This is the sunset from Lake Achuma last night. Gorgeous night to get outside. Thank you, Jackson. And also our own John Palmentary caught some people stand-up paddleboarding. We also call it SUP. It's a lot of fun. Great exercise out on the water. So if you have a photo, tweet it in, send it in, especially today with the winds. If you do see anything or any damage reports, let us know right away and be our weather watchers. Temperatures right now mostly in the 40s and 50s, 60s right now in Ventura. And that's where you find the wind advisory. That goes until 3 p.m. for the aqua-shaded area, including Ventura, as well as Oxnard and Camarillo. And a high wind warning is in effect also until 3 p.m. That's mostly for the mountains. And so what's the difference between the two? If you're in the high wind warning area, which is the mountains, you'll see the gustier winds, but still picking up pretty much 20 to 35 miles an hour for Ventura, as well as the coast and the valleys. So with those winds, we also have a red flag warning in effect, and that goes from right now all the way till 6 p.m., and that's up and down the coast for mostly the mountain areas, but also including parts of Ventura County. That just means high fire danger today and any day with the way these dry conditions are with the low relative humidities and gusty winds. Fires can spread pretty rapidly. Not much going on our satellite radar to talk about, but over the next couple of days, let's move the clock ahead to noon. You'll notice maybe a little bit of cloud cover over Santa Barbara, but let's go ahead to tonight. You'll notice, again, mostly clear skies up and down the coast. We'll see those clouds move a little bit into Los Angeles County tomorrow afternoon, but as we head into the weekend, yes, Friday, we are going to see mostly sunny skies, and we'll see those daytime highs start to really climb. But today will be warm up and down the coast, warmer in some areas than others, in the mid to upper 70s, and we're going to see those temperatures climb up in Santa Maria to 80 degrees. Santa Barbara, here's your 7-day forecast, what you can expect. We'll see those daytime highs in the 70s, upper 70s for the weekend, and even hitting 80 degrees in Santa Maria by Saturday into Sunday. And then we cool off slightly back to closer to normal. So you'll notice a little bit of a difference, but for the next couple of days, it's going to be dry and warm. And as I mentioned, those winds, as we get into the morning, into early afternoon, that's when we're going to see our biggest gusts come in. So a heads up on that. And Paso Robles, look at your weekend forecast. You hold the 80s for 3 days, but chilly nights with those clear skies. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 30s to the low 40s. Joe?
All right, a beautiful forecast. Thanks, Meredith. Well, despite the taste of spring weather, 89 million people across 14 states are back under winter watches and warnings. It's not here, but it is raising new flood concerns, as ABC meteorologist Ginger Z shows us.
A flood emergency in the Mountain West. Ice jams terrorizing towns from Montana to Wyoming. Rapid snowmelt leaving dozens stranded as floods wash out roads.
We're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best.
In Manderson, Wyoming, a drone capturing the immense scope of that ice jam. The flow runs up to 20 miles per hour, with some of those chunks weighing up to 200,000 pounds. So much of the issue? The rapid swing into spring. Look at how much of our nation was covered in snow just 1 week ago, almost 54%. Earlier today, that was cut by more than half. And while the surge of warmth is exciting, what goes up is already coming down. West of Denver, that snow heading east tonight.
So it hit 65 degrees in New York City on Tuesday. You can see spring fever just gone wild, but there are still these ugly reminders of that harsh winter, and more harsh winter happening now from Chicago to Detroit, Toledo, Cleveland, and then as it moves into Wednesday and Thursday, it'll be more interior New England, up to a foot possible in that fuchsia area. Overall, another slap from winter, just not done. Ginger Z, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky around here.
Yeah, much different situation here for sure.
When we come back, we'll have a quick look at our top stories.
But first, let's see what's coming up on Good Morning America. Let's turn things over to Josh Elliott.
And a good Wednesday morning to all of you. Coming up here, investigators now digging deeply into the backgrounds of the pilots of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 for any clues suggesting foul play in the still missing jumbo jet. All the breaking details, meanwhile, on the expanded search for the plane itself. That and a whole lot more coming next right here on Good Morning America.
There is something about this girl. Just tell her how you feel.
Tonight, someone takes a shot at love.
You are that woman that every guy dreams will like them back.
And shakes things up.
Maybe.
A new mixology, tonight after Modern Family on ABC.
Celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Santa Barbara $1 Million Home Raffle and win the California Dream. Your $150 ticket gives you the chance to win a home in Santa Barbara or Malibu, or take $1 million in cash. You'll also have a 1 in 50 chance to win other amazing prizes, including cars, vacations, shopping sprees, and more. Visit sbhomeraffle.com or call 888-670-1343. That's 888-670-1343.
She has no idea. No one told her, right? Hi.
free fun for the entire family. It's Family Day at American Folk Art Festival on Saturday, March 22nd from 10 to 4 in and around the Westmont Ridley Tree Museum of Art in Montecito. Come celebrate the vibrant culture of America and enjoy a day of free activities, crafts, music, dance, storytelling, food, and more. Artists from the Central Coast will be selling their creations. It's a free, fun family festival at Westmont on Saturday, March 22nd. For more information, visit westmontmuseum.org.
Perhaps the greatest musical ever written returns to the stage where it all began. West Side Story.
Now playing at the Granada Theater. Tickets at the box office and theaterleague.com.
Find yourself at Pacifica Graduate Institute. Pacifica, with 2 beautiful campuses in the Santa Barbara foothills, offers master's and doctoral programs in psychology, pathology, and the humanities. For more than 35 years, the Institute has nurtured an environment of progressive thought, stewardship, and community. The campuses are also home to the Joseph Campbell Archives. Learn more at a one-day introduction on Saturday, March 29th. For information or to register, visit pacifica.edu. That's pacifica.edu.
6:56. Good morning, everyone. If you're just now joining us, here's a look at our top stories. The mystery of Malaysian Flight 370 is now well in its 5th day, but there's still no sign of the plane, passengers, or crew members. Authorities now say the Malaysian Airlines jet veered far off course, hundreds of miles after turning off its transponder tracking signal. This morning, new questions about the 27-year-old co-pilot who had passed violations of safety standards when he once invited 2 young women to the cockpit during a 2011 flight. Terrorism has not been ruled out.
A 6-alarm fire at a high-rise building under construction in San Francisco continues to burn this morning, but it is contained. The blaze happened near AT&T Park. That's where the Giants play baseball. It started around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It is believed to have begun on the 9th floor. Firefighters say the building collapsed on itself, with more damage expected to happen today with it still burning. One building across the street had to be evacuated because windows were breaking from the heat. No word yet on what sparked the blaze. So far, no injuries have been reported.
The CIA has asked the Justice Department to investigate whether some of its agents may have spied on high-level lawmakers. The head of the CIA says there's no truth to the allegations, but the claim is picking up steam on Capitol Hill. CIA Director John Brennan denied allegations that the agency hacked into Senate computers. California Senator Dianne Feinstein, though, says the CIA did just that to interfere with a Senate investigation on the CIA's interrogation tactics. Feinstein says she has grave concerns the alleged search may have violated federal law.
The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for areas up and down the coast. The warning goes into effect this morning at 6, so that was about an hour ago. It's been up, and it will last until 6 p.m. tonight. Gusty Santa Ana winds are expected to strengthen today, the strongest being across Ventura and Los Angeles counties. But gusty winds are also expected across parts of Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties as well. And of course, these warm and dry conditions can create dangerous fire conditions.
And we are following breaking news here out of Denver. In the Longmont area, a high-speed chase is going on for about the last hour. We have a suspect that had carjacked a car initially from a gas station with a 4-year-old boy inside. We are now learning that 4-year-old boy is safe with the local police in that area. He then switched cars, is now in a gold minivan. The chase continues. He's been going through several neighborhoods, even on a wrong way on the highway. The chase is continuing this morning. We're keeping a close eye to see exactly what happens here again out of Longmont, Colorado.
And it's going to be a warm day, and as we mentioned, fire danger remains high. Now, the best chance to see the gustiest winds will be this morning into early afternoon. So please, if you are driving high-profile vehicles or in the mountains, drive safe, slow down, because these winds could pick up anywhere gusting from 50 to 60 miles per hour. But otherwise, not too bad. A winter day for us up and down the coast, mid to upper 70s, and even some low 80s from SLO to Santa Maria and down in Ventura County. Wow. Everyone else is getting snow and ice, and we're getting more warm weather.
Yeah.
California for you.
Paradise for you, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like the yearly summer.
Yeah.
We just need more rain.
We do need more rain, for sure. All right, Meredith, thank you. Good morning to everybody. That's heading out the door. I hope you have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a great day. GMA's coming up next.